question is concerning not dealing with someone that's dealing with a different doctrine. There's many doctrines now, as we know as Israelites, that are out there now. That's the question. So as always, I'm going to start off with Colossians 3:17. Because there are many things that people are hearing that's telling our brothers and sisters not to deal with their brothers and sisters. And a lot of it because of wanting people to follow or fall under either a church, as it is in the regular churches. I'll call them the secular churches because they churches of the world, where Hamashiach has called us out of the world to not follow the things of the world, not call them secular because they follow all the pagan holidays that they set up as so-called holidays that are pagan, to the point of even the Sabbath. You know, on the first day, when the Most High said honor him on the seventh day. And there's one cardinal, Catholic cardinal, he's giving $1,000 out to anyone that can prove in the Bible that the first day of the week, which is pagan, which is called after a god, which I don't care to even mention, while we starting to say first day, second day, third day, fourth day, fifth day, sixth day, seventh day, as it is written in the scriptures, rather than calling these pagan names and these gods that they gave these days of the month, days of the week, excuse me, and days in the months. So Colossians 3:17 says, and whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua. So all that we say and do is going to be in the name of the anointed Savior. And we give thanks to the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob for everything, because he's worthy to be praised for everything in the name of the anointed Savior. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. That's right. He's worthy to be praised. So I want to first start off with 1 Corinthians, and this is where who we are, who the holy men of the Bible were, and the holy women and children. 1 Corinthians 3:23. And ye are Mashiachim. It says Christ is here. So, and ye are Mashiachim. That's in the Hebrew. And Mashiach is the Most High. We are the anointed. And Mashiach is the Most High. This is very important to see this. Romans 14:8. So if we Mashiachim, then how can we belong to another man? Say, for whether we live, Romans 14:8, for whether we live unto Hamashiach, to the glory of the Most High. And whether we die unto Hamashiach Yahushua, to the glory of the Most High. Whether we live, therefore, or die, we are Hamashiachim. That's what that's saying. For this end, Mashiach both died and rose and revived, that he might be out of one, the master both of the dead and living. But why does thou judge thy brother, it says? Because you caught up in Willie Lynch. You caught up in the religious instructions of the Negroes. You caught up in Stockholm Syndrome. You talk about the enemy, but you working and operating as the enemy would have you operate without him being there. How about that? That's the problem with a lot of our people. They work for the enemy, don't realize they're working for the enemy. He used to have to come through and monitor us. He don't have to no more because you already programmed to hate each other, to not like each other, because you got so much pride. Because that's how he is. He's a very proud man. So that's how you are, because you've been programmed by your enemy, and you don't even see it. Most people don't even see it. That's why they want you to belong to them. You don't belong to me. We're reading, whether we live or die, we are Mashiachim. We are Christ's. We are the anointed. So we're not no Christians, we're Mashiachim. It's a great difference. A great difference. Because when they called them Christians, they were dealing with some pagan madness. And they added their name, they added what they were dealing with, and they just put that in there in their interpretation. They were called that. Who called them that? That's what you got to do your research and find out. It wasn't the apostles calling each other that. Let's prove that. I mean, Paul wrote most of the New Testament, right? What did Paul say? Romans 11:1. I say then, have Most High cast away his people? Most High forbid. That means no. For I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. That's how we're supposed to identify ourselves. I am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Judah. See, that's how he identified himself. Hebrews 7:14. Did the Mashiach call himself that? Let's see what it says. Let's find out. Hebrews 7:14. For it is evident, meaning it's a fact, that our power, Mashiach Yahushua, sprang out of Judah. He sprang out of our forefathers, Jacob's fourth-born son, Judah. He came out of Judah's lineage. So where do we say he's that? Or any of the apostles say that? We call a whole lot of names. Today, we know by a whole lot of names. Put it like this. I have 48 different identities of asking our brothers, what's your nationality? What's your race? 48 different identities, different names of who we are as a people. If that's not saying something, I don't know what is. So it's very important that we understand this. Go to Romans. The 16th chapter. And 17. Romans 16 and 17. It says, now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses, contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them. So that's generally what people use to say, okay, you have a right to avoid people, and you do have a right to avoid certain people that have a doctrine contrary to the doctrine which you have learned. Hopefully your doctrine that you have learned is the unadulterated truth. And you have a right to avoid people that cause offenses contrary to the doctrine which you have learned, according to the word, not according to your feelings, because your feelings could be hurt big time and you be off because you sit up here with pride. That's why one of my favorite scriptures is Ecclesiasticus 3:20-24. That's why you got to know these scriptures. You got to know exactly what you're dealing with when you're dealing with our brothers and sisters. Ecclesiasticus 3:24. For many are deceived by their own vain opinion, worthless opinion, and an evil suspicion has overthrown their judgment. Without eyes, thou shalt want light. You're going to want light because letting you know this evil suspicion will put you in darkness, ignorance. You're going to want the light. Profess not the knowledge therefore that thou hast not. So, like I said, so many years and years and years and years and years and years of studying so much to be able to come back to our true culture that we all need to do just to be approved to the Most High. Look, in our culture, you have to be 30 years old of learning before you could become a minister. That's in Numbers, the 4th chapter, all day long. You had to have 30 years in this. And mind you, they were learning. Think about the ones that was learning during the time of Mashiach Yahushua was on the earth. So while he was 12 years old, he was talking to doctors. And they still was lost. But we are the generation that this book was written for. So come on this earth and know how to call upon our power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, his name, forever and memorial to all generations, for Israel. That's why, looking at Romans 16 and 15, 16 and 17. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses, contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them. So when you see people, you have certain men that creep in unawares and sometimes awares, and they cause division or they cause offenses, contrary to the doctrine which you have learned. You have a right to avoid them. Because, listen what it says, for they that are such serve not our power of Mashiach Yahushua. They're not serving the Mashiach Yahushua, but their own belly. Their own belly. And by good words and fair speeches, speaking very well, deceive the hearts of the simple. So they might speak very well. You'll be like, wow, okay, that brother is real deep. But he's calling you simple because you're not able to decipher those that are spiritually endowed and those that are carnally endowed with just remembering scriptures. It's very important. Because, like I said, they serving their own belly. They looking for something out of this for themselves. And it's not supposed to be that way. This is supposed to be just for the people. It's supposed to be for the people. What it is that you give to others freely to raise them up. So they could be powerful, a powerful earth than you, than me. That's what this is about. It's not trying to be up on top of somewhere. Come on, man, this is hell. We are in a condition called hell. Mashiach Yahushua said, he that exalted himself shall be abased. He that humbled himself shall be exalted. This is about humility. You're in a condition called hell. That's why the Most High said this. But understand, this is serious as can be. You're not playing, brother. Some people playing around, they will find themselves in a world of trouble. Bear with me for a second. In 2nd Ezra 8 and verse 1, it says, "And he answered me, saying, The Most High have made this world for many, but the world to come for few." For few. He made this world for many, but the world to come, the world that the Most High is set upon this earth for few. Verse 3. There'll be many created. He said there's many created, but few shall be saved. So many are created, but few shall be saved. So answered I, that's what Ezra said, and said, swallow then down, O my soul, his body, understanding, and devour wisdom. Proper application of knowledge. This is serious. Look at Amos, or the book of Amos. So he made this world for many, the world to come, that we working toward for few. That's why no matter what a man think he know, what are you gonna know next month? You can't predict that. You don't have a clue. You don't have a clue what the Most High have planned for you. That's why can't get high-minded with this. Look what the Most High said in Amos 3 and 7. Say, surely the Most High will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants who are the children of Israel, the prophets. He says in verse 6, shall a trumpet be blown in the city? That's an alarm. And the people not be afraid? Oh yeah, they be afraid then. But the Most High wants you to fear him without this trumpet being blown. But nah, people don't fear him. But when you hear that trumpet, that air raid sound, people be afraid. Shall there be evil in a city, and the Most High have not done it? Do you know him as such? Surely you do. Surely you done dealt with him in that aspect. Because most people come into this truth from a so-called Christian aspect, don't even know the Most High as such. Lamentation 3:38. Out of the mouth of the Most High proceedeth not evil and good. Oh, the Most High, look, Exodus 15:3, the Most High is a man of war. The Most High is his name. So what you do in war? You got strategies of how you're going to deal with people. That's why you got to understand, people, this is very important, because people get caught up in their own mind and don't realize what this Bible says, what the Spirit of the Most High says. Proverbs 20 and 24. Man's goings, Proverbs 20 and 24. Man's goings are of the Most High. How can a man then understand his own way? How you going to understand your own way? That's what it says. Proverbs 16 and 9. A man's heart, Proverbs 16 and 9. A man's heart devises his way, but the Most High directs his steps. Oh yeah. Remember, had there be any evil in the city and the Most High has not done it? Verse 25. There is a way that seemeth right